And having seen the multitudes, he went up to the mount. And he having sat down, his disciples came to him. And having opened his mouth, he was teaching them, saying, Happy the poor in spirit, because theirs is the reign of the heavens. Happy the mourning, because they shall be comforted. Happy the meek, because they shall inherit the land. Happy those hungering and thirsting for righteousness, because they shall be filled. Happy the kind, because they shall find kindness. Happy the clean in heart, because they shall see God. Happy the peacemakers, because they shall be called sons of God. Happy those persecuted for righteousness' sake, because theirs is the reign of the heavens. Happy are ye, whenever they may reproach you, and may persecute, and may say any evil thing against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice ye, and be glad, because your reward is great in the heavens. For thus did they persecute the prophets who were before you. Ye are the salt of the land. But if the salt may lose savor, in what shall it be salted? For nothing is it good henceforth, except to be cast without, and to be trodden down by men. Ye are the light of the world. A city set upon a mount is not able to be hid. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under the measure, but on the lampstand, and it shineth to all those in the house. So let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works, and may glorify your Father who is in the heavens. Do not suppose that I came to throw down the law or the prophets. I did not come to throw down, but to fulfill. For verily I say to you, till that the heaven and the earth may pass away, one iota or one tittle may not pass away from the law, till that all may come to pass. Whoever therefore may lose one of these commands, the least, and may teach men so, least he shall be called in the reign of the heavens. But whoever may do and may teach them, he shall be called great in the reign of the heavens. For I say to you that if your righteousness may not abound above that of the scribes and Pharisees, ye may not enter to the reign of the heavens. Ye heard that it was said to the ancients, Thou shalt not kill, and whoever may kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say to you, that every one who is angry at his brother without cause shall be in danger of the judgment. If therefore thou mayest bring thy gift to the altar, and there mayest remember that thy brother hath anything against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then having come, bring thy gift. Be agreeing with thy opponent quickly, while thou art in the way with him, that the opponent may not deliver thee to the judge, and the judge may deliver thee to the officer, and to prison thou mayest be cast. Verily I say to thee, thou mayest not come forth thence, till that thou mayest pay the last farthing. Ye heard that it was said to the ancients, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say to you, that everyone who is looking on a woman to desire her, did already commit adultery with her in his heart. And it was said, that whoever may put away his wife, let him give to her a writing of divorce. But I say to you, that whoever may put away his wife, save for the matter of whoredom, doth make her to commit adultery. And whoever may marry her who hath been put away, doth commit adultery. Again, ye heard that it was said to the ancients, Thou shalt not swear falsely, but thou shalt pay to the Lord thine oaths. But I say to you, not to swear at all, neither by the heaven, because it is the throne of God, nor by the earth, because it is his footstool, nor by Jerusalem, because it is a city of a great king, nor by thy head mayest thou swear, because thou art not able one hair to make white or black. But let your word be yes, yes, no, no, and that which is more than these is of the evil. You heard that it was said, Eye for eye, and tooth for tooth. But I I say to you, not to resist the evil, but whoever shall slap thee on thy right cheek, turn to him also the other. And whoever is willing to take thee to law, and thy coat to take, suffer to him also the cloak. And whoever shall impress thee 1 mile, go with him 2. To him who is asking of thee be giving, and him who is willing to borrow from thee thou mayest not turn away. Ye heard that it was said, Thou shalt love thy neighbor, and shalt hate thine enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those cursing you, do good to those hating you, and pray for those accusing you falsely and persecuting you, that ye may be sons of your Father in the heavens, because his sun he doth cause to rise on evil and good, and he doth send rain on righteous and unrighteous. For if ye may love those loving you, what reward have ye? Do not also the tax gatherers the same? And if ye may salute your brethren only, what do ye abundant? Do not also the tax gatherers so? Ye shall therefore be perfect, as your Father who is in the heavens is perfect. Take heed your kindness not to do before men to be seen by them, and if not, reward ye have not from your Father who is in the heavens. Whenever, therefore, thou mayest do kindness, thou mayest not sound a trumpet before thee as the hypocrites do, in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory from men. Verily I say to you, they have their reward. But thou, doing kindness, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doth, that thy kindness may be in secret, and thy Father, who is seeing in secret himself, shall reward thee manifestly. And when thou mayest pray, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites, because they love in the synagogues and in the corners of the broad places, standing to pray, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say to you, that they have their reward. But thou, when thou mayest pray, go into thy chamber, and having shut thy door, pray to thy Father who is in secret, and thy Father who is seeing in secret shall reward thee manifestly. And praying, ye may not use vain repetitions like the nations, for they think that in their much speaking they shall be heard. Be ye not therefore like to them, for your Father doth know those things that ye have need of before your asking him. Thus therefore pray ye, Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy reign come, thy will come to pass, as in heaven also on the earth. Our appointed bread give us today, and forgive us our debts, as also we forgive our debtors. And mayest thou not lead us to temptation, but deliver us from the evil, because thine is the reign, and the power, and the glory to the ages. Amen. For if ye may forgive men their trespasses, he also will forgive you, your Father who is in the heavens. But if ye may not forgive men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. And when ye may fast, be ye not as the hypocrites, of sour countenances, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear to men fasting. Verily I say to you, that they have their reward. But thou, fasting, anoint thy head and wash thy face, that thou mayest not appear to men fasting, but to thy Father who is in secret, and thy Father who is seeing in secret shall reward thee manifestly. Treasure not up to yourselves treasures on the earth, where moth and rust disfigure, and where thieves break through and steal. But treasure up to yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth disfigure, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will be also your heart. The lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye may be perfect, all thy body shall be enlightened. But if thine eye may be evil, all thy body shall be dark. If therefore the light that is in thee is darkness, the darkness how great! None is able to serve 2 lords, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye are not able to serve God and mammon. Because of this I say to you, be not anxious for your life, what ye may eat and what ye may drink, nor for your body, what ye may put on. Is not the life more than the nourishment, and the body than the clothing? Look to the fowls of the heaven, for they do not sow, nor reap, nor gather into storehouses, and your heavenly Father doth nourish them. Are not ye much better than they? And who of you, being anxious, is able to add to his age 1 cubit? And about clothing, why are you anxious? Consider well the lilies of the field. How do they grow? They do not labor, nor do they spin. And I say to you that not even Solomon in all his glory was arrayed as one of these. And if the herb of the field, that today is and tomorrow is cast to the furnace, God doth so clothe, not much more you, O ye of little faith. Therefore ye may not be anxious, saying, what may we eat, or what may we drink, or what may we put round? For all these do the nations seek for. For your heavenly Father doth know that ye have need of all these. But seek ye first the reign of God, and his righteousness, and all these shall be added to you. Be not therefore anxious for the morrow shall be anxious for its own things. Sufficient for the day is the evil of it. Judge not, that ye may not be judged. For in what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged, and in what measure ye measure, it shall be measured to you. And why dost thou behold the mote that is in thy brother's eye, and the beam that is in thine own eye dost not consider? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, suffer, I may cast out the mote from thine eye, and lo, the beam is in thine own eye? Hypocrite, cast out first the beam out of thine own eye, and then thou shalt see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. Ye may not give that which is holy to the dogs, nor cast your pearls before the swine, that they may not trample them among their feet, and having turned, may rend you. Ask, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened to you. For every one who is asking doth receive, and he who is seeking doth find, and to him who is knocking it shall be opened. Or what man is of you, of whom, if his son may ask a loaf, a stone will he present to him? And if a fish he may ask, a serpent will he present to him? If therefore ye, being evil, have known good gifts to give to your children, how much more shall your Father who is in the heavens give good things to those asking him? All things, therefore, whatever ye may will that men may be doing to you, so also do to them, for this is the law and the prophets. Go ye in through the strait gate, because wide is the gate, and broad the way that is leading to the destruction, and many are those going in through it. How strait is the gate, and compressed the way that is leading to the life, and few are those finding it. But take heed of the false prophets, who come unto you in sheep's clothing, and inwardly are ravening wolves. From their fruits ye shall know them. Do men gather from thorns grapes, or from thistles figs? So every good tree doth yield good fruits, but the bad tree doth yield evil fruits. A good tree is not able to yield evil fruits, nor a bad tree to yield good fruits. Every tree not yielding good fruit is cut down and is cast to fire. Therefore from their fruits ye shall know them. Not every one who is saying to me, Lord, Lord, shall come into the reign of the heavens, but he who is doing the will of my Father who is in the heavens. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not in thy name prophesied, and in thy name cast out demons, and in thy name done many mighty things? And then I will acknowledge to them that I never knew you. Depart from me, ye who are working lawlessness. Therefore, every one who doth hear of me these words, and doth do them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house upon the rock. And the rain did descend, and the streams came, and the winds blew, and they beat on that house, and it fell not, for it had been founded on the rock. And every one who is hearing of me these words, and is not doing them, shall be likened to a foolish man who built his house upon the sand. And the rain did descend, and the streams came, and the winds blew, and they beat on that house, and it fell, and its fall was great. And it came to pass, when Jesus ended these words, the multitudes were astonished at his teaching. For he was teaching them as having authority, and not as the scribes.
And it came to pass, he reclining at meat in the house, that lo, many tax gatherers and sinners having come, were lying at meat with Jesus and his disciples. And the Pharisees having seen, said to his disciples, Wherefore with the tax gatherers and sinners doth your teacher eat? And Jesus having heard, said to them, They who are whole have no need of a physician, but they who are ill. But having gone, learn ye what is. Kindness I will, and not sacrifice, for I did not come to call righteous men, but sinners to reformation. And Jesus was going up and down all the cities and the villages, teaching in their synagogues, and proclaiming the good news of the reign, and healing every sickness and every malady among the people. And having seen the multitudes, he was moved with compassion for them, that they were faint and cast aside, as sheep not having a shepherd. Then saith he to his disciples, The harvest indeed is abundant, but the workmen few. Beseech ye, therefore, the Lord of the harvest, that he may put forth workmen to his harvest. And be going rather unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And, going on, proclaim, saying that the reign of the heavens hath come nigh. Freely ye did receive, freely give. And into whatever city or village ye may enter, inquire ye who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye may go forth. And coming to the house, salute it. Let your peace come upon it. Lo, I do send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as the serpents, and simple as the doves. And take ye heed of men, for they will give you up to Sanhedrins, and in their synagogues they will scourge you. And before governors and kings ye shall be brought for my sake, for a testimony to them and to the nations. And whenever they may deliver you up, be not anxious how or what you may speak, for it shall be given you in that hour what ye shall speak. For ye are not the speakers, but the Spirit of your Father that is speaking in you. And brother shall deliver up brother to death, and father child, and children shall rise up against parents, and shall put them to death. And ye shall be hated by all because of my name, but he who hath endured to the end, he shall be saved. And whenever they may persecute you in this city, flee to the other. A disciple is not above the teacher, nor a servant above his Lord. Sufficient to the disciple that he may be as his teacher, and the servant as his Lord. If the master of the house they did call Beelzebul, how much more those of his household? Ye may not therefore fear them, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. That which I tell you in the darkness, speak in the light, and that which you hear at the ear, proclaim on the housetops. And be not afraid of those killing the body, and are not able to kill the soul. Are not 2 sparrows sold for an assar? And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. And of you, even the hairs of the head are all numbered. Be not afraid, therefore, than many sparrows ye are better. Ye may not suppose that I came to put peace on the earth. I did not come to put peace, but a sword. For I came to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And the enemies of a man are those of his household. He who is loving father or mother above me is not worthy of me, and he who is loving son or daughter above me is not worthy of me. He who found his life shall lose it, and he who lost his life for my sake shall find it. He who is receiving a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he who is receiving a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. And whoever may give to drink to one of these little ones a cup of cold water only, verily I say to you, he may not lose his reward. Come unto me, all ye laboring and burdened ones, and I will give you rest. Take up my yoke upon you, and learn from me, because I am meek and humble in heart, and ye shall find rest to your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. At that time did Jesus go on the Sabbaths through the corn, and his disciples were hungry, and they began to pluck ears, and to eat. And the Pharisees, having seen, said to him, Lo, thy disciples do that which it is not lawful to do on a Sabbath. And he said to them, Did ye not read what David did when he was hungry, himself and those with him? How he went into the house of God, and the loaves of the presentation did eat, which it was not lawful to him to eat, nor to those with him, except to the priests alone? Or did ye not read in the law that on the Sabbaths the priests in the temple do profane the Sabbath, and are blameless? And if ye had known what is kindness I will, and not sacrifice, ye had not condemned the blameless. And he said to them, What man shall be of you, who shall have one sheep, and if this may fall on the Sabbaths into a ditch, will not lay hold on it and raise it? How much better, therefore, is a man than a sheep? So that it is lawful on the Sabbaths to do good. And Jesus, knowing their thoughts, said to them, Every kingdom having been divided against itself is desolated, and no city or house having been divided against itself doth stand. Or how is one able to go into the house of the strong man, and to plunder his goods, if first he may not bind the strong man, and then his house he will plunder? Either make the tree good, and its fruit good, or make the tree bad, and its fruit bad. For from the fruit is the tree known. Brood of vipers, how are ye able to speak good things, being evil? For out of the abundance of the heart doth the mouth speak. The good man, out of the good treasure of the heart, doth put forth the good things, and the evil man, out of the evil treasure, doth put forth evil things. And I say to you, that every idle word that men may speak, they shall give for it a reckoning in a day of judgment. For from thy words thou shalt be declared righteous, and from thy words thou shalt be declared unrighteous. And while he was yet speaking to the multitudes, lo, his mother and brethren had stood without, seeking to speak to him. And one said to him, Lo, thy mother and thy brethren do stand without, seeking to speak to thee. And he answering said to him who spake to him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And having stretched forth his hand toward his disciples, he said, Lo, my mother and my brethren! For whoever may do the will of my Father, who is in the heavens, he is my brother, and sister, and mother. And in that day Jesus, having gone forth from the house, was sitting by the sea, and gathered together unto him were many multitudes, so that he, having gone into the boat, did sit down, and all the multitude on the beach did stand. And he spake to them many things in similes, saying, Lo, the sower went forth to sow, and in his sowing some indeed fell by the way, and the fowls did come and devour them. And others fell upon the rocky places, where they had not much earth, and immediately they sprang forth, through not having depth of earth. And the sun having risen, they were scorched, and through not having root they withered. And others fell upon the thorns, and the thorns did come up and choke them. And others fell upon the good ground, and were giving fruit, some indeed 100-fold, and some 60, and some 30. He who is having ears to hear, let him hear. And the disciples, having come near, said to him, Wherefore in similes dost thou speak to them? And he answering said to them that, To you it hath been given to know the secrets of the reign of the heavens, and to these it hath not been given. For whoever hath, it shall be given to him, and he shall have overabundance. And whoever hath not, even that which he hath shall be taken from him. Because of this, in similes do I speak to them, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear nor understand. And fulfilled on them is the prophecy of Isaiah that saith, With hearing ye shall hear, and ye shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and ye shall not perceive. For made gross was the heart of this people, and with the ears they heard heavily, and their eyes they did close, lest they might see with the eyes, and with the ears might hear, and with the heart understand, and turn back, and I might heal them. And happy are your eyes, because they see, and your ears, because they hear. For verily I say to you, that many prophets and righteous men did desire to see that which ye look on, and they did not see, and to hear that which ye hear, and they did not hear. Ye therefore hear ye the simile of the sower. Everyone hearing the word of the reign, and not understanding, the evil one doth come, and doth catch that which hath been sown in his heart. This is that sown by the way. And that sown on the rocky places, this is he who is hearing the word, and immediately with joy is receiving it. And he hath not root in himself, but is temporary. And persecution or tribulation having happened because of the word, immediately he is stumbled. And that sown toward the thorns, this is he who is hearing the word, and the anxiety of this age, and the deceitfulness of the riches, do choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful. And that sown on the good ground, this is he who is hearing the word, and is understanding, who indeed doth bear fruit, and doth make, some indeed 100-fold, and some 60, and some 30. Another simile he set before them, saying, The reign of the heavens was likened to a man sowing good seed in his field, and while men are sleeping, his enemy came, and sowed darnel in the midst of the wheat, and went away. And when the herb sprang up and yielded fruit, then appeared also the darnel. And the servants of the householder, having come near, said to him, Sir, good seed didst thou not sow in thy field? Whence then hath it the darnel? And he saith to them, A man, an enemy, did this. And the servants said to him, Wilt thou then, that having gone away, we may gather it up? And he said, No, lest gathering up the darnel, ye root up with it the wheat. Suffer both to grow together till the harvest. And in the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, Gather up first the darnel, and bind it in bundles to burn it, and the wheat gather up into my storehouse. Another simile he set before them, saying, The reign of the heavens is like to a grain of mustard, which a man having taken did sow in his field, which less indeed is than all the seeds, but when it may be grown is the greatest of the herbs, and becometh a tree, so that the birds of the heaven do come and rest in its branches. Another simile spake he to them, The reign of the heavens is like to leaven, which a woman having taken hid in 3 measures of meal, till the whole was leavened. All these things spake Jesus in similes to the multitudes, and without a simile he was not speaking to them, that it might be fulfilled that was spoken through the prophet, saying, I will open in similes my mouth. I will utter things having been hidden from the foundation of the world.
Then come unto Jesus do they from Jerusalem, scribes and Pharisees, saying, Wherefore do thy disciples transgress the tradition of the elders? For they do not wash their hands when they may eat bread. And he, answering, said to them, Wherefore also do ye transgress the command of God because of your tradition? For God did command, saying, Honor thy father and mother, and he who is speaking evil of father or mother, let him die the death. But ye say, Whoever may say to father or mother, An offering is whatever thou mayest be profited by me, and he may not honor his father or mother, and ye did set aside the command of God because of your tradition. Hypocrites! Well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, This people doth draw nigh to me with their mouth, and with the lips it doth honor me, but their heart is far off from me, and in vain do they worship me, teaching teachings, commands of men. And having called near the multitude, he said to them, Hear and understand. Not that which is coming into the mouth doth defile the man, but that which is coming forth from the mouth, this defileth the man. Then his disciples, having come near, said to him, Hast thou known that the Pharisees, having heard the word, were stumbled? And he, answering, said, Every plant that my heavenly Father did not plant shall be rooted up. Let them alone. Guides they are, blind of blind. And if blind may guide blind, both into a ditch shall fall. And Peter answering said to him, Explain to us this simile. And Jesus said, Are ye also yet without understanding? Do ye not understand that all that is going into the mouth doth pass into the belly, and into the drain is cast forth? But the things coming forth from the mouth, from the heart do come forth, and these defile the man. For out of the heart come forth evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, whoredoms, thefts, false witnessings, evil speakings. These are the things defiling the man. But to eat with unwashen hands doth not defile the man. I was not sent except to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. It is not good to take the children's bread and to cast to the little dogs. And his disciples, having come to the other side, forgot to take loaves. And Jesus said to them, Beware and take heed of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees. And they were reasoning in themselves, saying, Because we took no loaves? And Jesus, having known, said to them, Why reason ye in yourselves, ye of little faith, because ye took no loaves? How do ye not understand that I did not speak to you of bread, to take heed of the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees? Then they understood that he did not say to take heed of the leaven of the bread, but of the teaching of the Pharisees and Sadducees. Get thee behind me, adversary. Thou art a stumbling block to me, for thou dost not mind the things of God, but the things of men. For whoever may will to save his life shall lose it, and whoever may lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited, if he may gain the whole world, but of his life suffer loss? Or what shall a man give as an exchange for his life? At that hour came the disciples near to Jesus, saying, Who now is greater in the reign of the heavens? And Jesus, having called near a child, did set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say to you, if ye may not be turned and become as the children, ye may not enter into the reign of the heavens. Whoever then may humble himself as this child, he is the greater in the reign of the heavens. And he who may receive one such child in my name doth receive me. And whoever may cause to stumble one of those little ones who are believing in me, it is better for him that a weighty millstone may be hanged upon his neck, and he may be sunk in the depth of the sea. Woe to the world from the stumbling blocks! For there is a necessity for the stumbling blocks to come. But woe to that man through whom the stumbling block doth come. What think ye? If a man may have 100 sheep, and there may go astray one of them, doth he not, having left the 99, having gone on the mountains, seek that which is gone astray? And if it may come to pass that he doth find it, verily I say to you, that he doth rejoice over it more than over the 99 that have not gone astray. So it is not will in presence of your Father who is in the heavens, that one of these little ones may perish. And if thy brother may sin against thee, go and show him his fault between thee and him alone. And if he may hear thee, thou didst gain thy brother. Then Peter, having come near to him, said, Sir, how often shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? Jesus saith to him, I do not say to thee, till 7 times, but till 70 times 7. Because of this was the reign of the heavens likened to a man, a king, who did will to take reckoning with his servants. And he, having begun to take account, there was brought near to him one debtor of a myriad of talents. And he, having nothing to pay, his lord did command him to be sold, and his wife, and the children, and all, whatever he had, and payment to be made. The servant then, having fallen down, was bowing to him, saying, Sir, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. And the lord of that servant, having been moved with compassion, did release him, and the debt he forgave him. And that servant, having come forth, found one of his fellow servants, who was owing him 100 denaries. And having laid hold, he took him by the throat, saying, Pay me that which thou owest. His fellow servant then, having fallen down at his feet, was calling on him, saying, Have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. And he would not, but having gone away, he cast him into prison till he might pay that which was owing. And his fellow servants, having seen the things that were done, were grieved exceedingly, and having come, showed fully to their lord all the things that were done. Then having called him, his lord saith to him, Evil servant, all that debt I did forgive thee, seeing thou didst call upon me. Did it not behove also thee to have dealt kindly with thy fellow servant, as I also dealt kindly with thee? And having been wroth, his lord delivered him to the inquisitors, till he might pay all that was owing to him. So also my heavenly Father will do to you, if ye may not forgive each one his brother from your hearts their trespasses.
And the Pharisees came near to him, tempting him, and saying to him, Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? And he answering said to them, Did ye not read that he who made them from the beginning, a male and female, made them, and said, For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and cleave to his wife, and they shall be, the two, for one flesh? So that they are no more two, but one flesh. What therefore God did join together, let no man put asunder. They say to him, Why then did Moses command to give a roll of divorce, and to put her away? He saith to them, Moses, for your stiffness of heart, did suffer you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it hath not been so. And I say to you, that whoever may put away his wife, if not for whoredom, and may marry another, doth commit adultery. And he who did marry her that hath been put away, doth commit adultery. Then were brought near to him children, that he might put hands on them and pray. And the disciples rebuked them. But Jesus said, Suffer the children, and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the reign of the heavens. And having laid on them his hands, he departed thence. And lo, one having come near said to him, Good teacher, what good thing shall I do, that I may have life age during? And he said to him, Why me dost thou call good? No one is good except one, God. But if thou dost will to enter into the life, keep the commands. He saith to him, What kind? And Jesus said, Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Honor thy father and mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man saith to him, All these did I keep from my youth. What yet do I lack? Jesus said to him, If thou dost will to be perfect, go away, sell what thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come, follow me. And the young man, having heard the word, went away sorrowful, for he had many possessions. And Jesus said to his disciples, Verily I say to you, that hardly shall a rich man enter into the reign of the heavens. And again I say to you, it is easier for a camel through the eye of a needle to go, than for a rich man to enter into the reign of God. And his disciples, having heard, were amazed exceedingly, saying, Who then is able to be saved? And Jesus, having earnestly beheld, said to them, With men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. And every one who left houses, or brothers, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or fields, for my name's sake, 100-fold shall receive, and life age during shall inherit. And many first shall be last, and last first. For the reign of the heavens is like to a man, a householder, who went forth with the morning to hire workmen for his vineyard. And having agreed with the workmen for a denarius a day, he sent them into his vineyard. And having gone forth about the 3rd hour, he saw others standing in the marketplace idle. And to these he said, Go ye, also ye, to the vineyard, and whatever may be righteous I will give you. And they went away. Again, having gone forth about the 6th and the 9th hour, he did in like manner. And about the 11th hour, having gone forth, he found others standing idle, and saith to them, Why here have ye stood all the day idle? They say to him, Because no one did hire us. He saith to them, Go ye also, to the vineyard, and whatever may be righteous ye shall receive. And evening having come, the Lord of the vineyard saith to his steward, Call the workmen, and pay them the reward, having begun from the last unto the first. And they of about the 11th hour having come, did receive each a denarius. And the first having come, did suppose that they shall receive more, and they received they also each a denarius. And having received it, they were murmuring against the householder, saying that these the last wrought 1 hour, and thou didst make them equal to us, who were bearing the burden of the day and the heat. And he, answering, said to one of them, Comrade, I do no unrighteousness to thee. For a denarius didst not thou agree with me? Take that which is thine, and go, and I will to give to this the last, also as to thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will in mine own? Is thine eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many are called, and few chosen. And Jesus, having called them near, said, Ye have known that the rulers of the nations do exercise lordship over them, and those great do exercise authority over them. But not so shall it be among you. But whoever may will among you to become great, let him be your ministrant. And whoever may will among you to be first, let him be your servant. Even as the Son of Man did not come to be ministered to, but to minister. And he, having entered into Jerusalem, all the city was moved, saying, Who is this? And the multitude said, This is Jesus the prophet, who is from Nazareth of Galilee. And Jesus entered into the temple of God, and did cast forth all those selling and buying in the temple, and the tables of the money changers he overturned, and the seats of those selling the doves. And he saith to them, It hath been written, My house a house of prayer shall be called, but ye did make it a den of robbers. And having left them, he went forth out of the city to Bethany, and did lodge there. And in the morning, turning back to the city, he hungered. And having seen a certain fig tree on the way, he came to it, and found nothing in it except leaves only. And he saith to it, No more from thee may fruit be to the age. And forthwith the fig tree withered. And the disciples, having seen, did wonder, saying, How did the fig tree forthwith wither? And what think ye? A man had 2 children, and having come to the first, he said, Child, go, today be working in my vineyard. And he answering said, I will not. But at last, having repented, he went. And having come to the second, he said in the same manner. And he answering said, I go, sir, and went not. Which of the 2 did the will of the Father? They say to him, The first. Jesus saith to them, Verily I say to you, that the tax gatherers and the harlots do go before you into the reign of God. Hear ye another simile. There was a certain man, a householder, who planted a vineyard, and did put a hedge round it, digged in it a winepress, and built a tower, and gave it out to husbandmen, and went abroad. And when the season of the fruits came nigh, he sent his servants unto the husbandmen to receive the fruits of it. And the husbandmen, having taken his servants, one they scourged, and one they killed, and one they stoned. Again he sent other servants, more than the first, and they did to them in the same manner. And at last he sent unto them his son, saying, They will reverence my son. And the husbandmen, having seen the son, said among themselves, This is the heir. Come, we may kill him, and may possess his inheritance. And having taken him, they cast him out of the vineyard, and killed him. Whenever therefore the Lord of the vineyard may come, what will he do to these husbandmen? They say to him, Evil men, he will evilly destroy them, and the vineyard will give out to other husbandmen, who will give back to him the fruits in their seasons. Because of this I say to you, that the reign of God shall be taken from you, and given to a nation bringing forth its fruit.
And Jesus answering again spake to them in similes, saying, The reign of the heavens was likened to a man, a king, who made marriage feast for his son. And he sent forth his servants to call those, having been called, to the marriage feast. And they were not willing to come. Again he sent forth other servants, saying, Say to those who have been called, Lo, my dinner I prepared, my oxen and the fatlings have been killed, and all things are ready. Come ye to the marriage feast. And they, having disregarded it, went away, the one to his own field, and the other to his merchandise. And the rest, having laid hold on his servants, did insult and slay them. And the king, having heard, was wroth. And having sent forth his soldiers, he destroyed those murderers, and their city he set on fire. Then saith he to his servants, The marriage feast indeed is ready, and those called were not worthy. Be going, then, on to the crossways, and as many as ye may find, call ye to the marriage feast. And those servants, having gone forth to the ways, did gather all, as many as they found, both bad and good, and the marriage feast apartment was filled with those reclining. And the king, having come in to view those reclining, saw there a man not clothed with clothing of the marriage feast. And he saith to him, Comrade, how didst thou come in hither, not having clothing of the marriage feast? And he was speechless. Then said the king to the ministrants, Having bound his feet and hands, take him up and cast forth to the outer darkness. There shall be the weeping and the gnashing of the teeth, for many are called, and few chosen. Then the Pharisees, having gone, took counsel how they might ensnare him in words. And they sent him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Teacher, we have known that thou art true, and the way of God in truth thou dost teach. And thou art not caring for any one, for thou dost not look to the face of men. Tell us, therefore, what dost thou think? Is it lawful to give tribute to Caesar or not? And Jesus, having known their wickedness, said, Why me do ye tempt hypocrites? Show me the tribute coin. And they brought to him a denary. And he saith to them, Who is this image and the inscription? They say to him, Caesar's. Then saith he to them, Render therefore the things of Caesar to Caesar, and the things of God to God. And having heard, they wondered, and having left him, they went away. And that day there came near to him Sadducees, who who were saying there is not a rising again. And they questioned him, saying, Teacher, Moses said, if anyone may die not having children, his brother shall marry his wife, and shall raise up seed to his brother. And there were with us 7 brothers, and the first having married did die, and not having seed he left his wife to his brother. In like manner also the second, and the third, unto the 7th. And last of all died, also the woman. Therefore in the rising again, of which of the 7 shall she be wife? For all had her. And Jesus answering said to them, Ye go astray, not knowing the writings, nor the power of God. For in the rising again they do not marry, nor are they given in marriage, but are as messengers of God in heaven. And concerning the rising again of the dead, did ye not read that which was spoken to you by God, saying, I am the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob? God is not a God of dead men, but of living. And having heard, the multitudes were astonished at his teaching. And the Pharisees, having heard that he did silence the Sadducees, were gathered together unto him. And one of them, a lawyer, did question, tempting him, and saying, Teacher, which is the great command in the law? And Jesus said to him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thine understanding. This is a first and great command. And the second is like to it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these, the 2 commands, all the law and the prophets do hang. Then Jesus spake to the multitudes and to his disciples, saying, On the seat of Moses sat down the scribes and the Pharisees. All then, as much as they may say to you to observe, observe and do. But according to their works do not, for they say and do not. For they bind together burdens heavy and grievous to be borne, and lay upon the shoulders of men, but with their finger they will not move them. And all their works they do to be seen by men. And they make broad their phylacteries, and enlarge the fringes of their garments. They love also the chief couches in the supper, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and the salutations in the marketplaces, and to be called by men, Rabbi, Rabbi. And ye may not be called Rabbi, and all ye are brethren. And ye may not call any your father on the earth, for one is your Father, who is in the heavens. Nor may ye be called directors, and the greater of you shall be your ministrant. And whoever shall exalt himself shall be humbled, and whoever shall humble himself shall be exalted. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because ye shut up the reign of the heavens before men. For ye do not go in, nor those going in do ye suffer to enter. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you eat up the houses of the widows, and for a pretense make long prayers. Because of this ye shall receive more abundant judgment. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you go round the sea and the dry land to make one proselyte, and whenever it may happen, ye make him a son of Gehenna 2-fold more than yourselves. Woe to you, blind guides, who are saying, Whoever may swear by the sanctuary, it is nothing, but whoever may swear by the gold of the sanctuary is debtor. Fools and blind, for which is greater, the gold or the sanctuary that is sanctifying the gold? And whoever may swear by the altar, it is nothing, but whoever may swear by the gift that is upon it is debtor? Fools and blind, for which is greater, the gift or the altar that is sanctifying the gift? He therefore who did swear by the altar doth swear by it, and by all things on it. And he who did swear by the sanctuary doth swear by it, and by him who is dwelling in it. And he who did swear by the heaven doth swear by the throne of God, and by him who is sitting upon it. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you give tithe of the mint, and the dill, and the cumin, and did neglect the weightier things of the law, the judgment, and the kindness, and the faith. These it behooved you to do, and those not to neglect. Blind guides, who are straining out the gnat, and the camel are swallowing. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you make clean the outside of the cup and the plate, and within they are full of rapine and incontinence. Blind Pharisee, cleanse first the inside of the cup and the plate, that the outside of them also may become clean. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you are like to whitewash sepulchres, which outwardly indeed do appear beautiful, and within are full of bones of dead men, and of all uncleanness. So also ye outwardly indeed do appear to men righteous, and within ye are full of hypocrisy and lawlessness. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because ye build the sepulchres of the prophets, and adorn the tombs of the righteous, and say, If we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. So that ye testify to yourselves that ye are sons of them who did murder the prophets, and ye fill up the measure of your fathers. Because of this, lo, I send to you prophets and wise men and scribes, and of them you will kill, of them you will scourge in your synagogues, and will pursue from city to city, that on you may come all the righteous blood being poured out on the earth, from the blood of Abel the righteous, unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Barachias, whom ye slew between the sanctuary and the altar. Verily I say to you, all these things shall come upon this generation. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, that art killing the prophets, and stoning those sent unto thee, how often did I will to gather thy children together, as a hen doth gather her own chickens under the wings, and ye did not will. Lo, left desolate to you is your house. For I say to you, ye may not see me henceforth, till ye may say, Blessed is he who is coming in the name of the Lord. And having gone forth, Jesus departed from the temple, and his disciples came near to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said to them, Do ye not see all these? Verily I say to you, there may not be left here a stone upon a stone that shall not be thrown down. Who then is the servant, faithful and wise, whom his Lord did set over his household, to give them the nourishment in season? Happy that servant, whom his Lord, having come, shall find doing so. Verily I say to you, that over all his substance he will set him. And if that evil servant may say in his heart, My Lord doth delay to come, and may begin to beat the fellow servants, and to eat and to drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant will arrive in a day when he doth not expect, and in an hour of which he doth not know, and will cut him off, and his portion with the hypocrites will appoint. There shall be the weeping and the gnashing of the teeth.
Well done, servant good and faithful. Over a few things thou wast faithful, over many things I will set thee. Enter into the joy of thy Lord. And whenever the Son of Man may come in his glory, and all the holy messengers with him, then he shall sit upon a throne of his glory, and gathered together before him shall be all the nations, and he shall separate them from one another, as the shepherd doth separate the sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep indeed on his right hand, and the goats on the left. Then shall the King say to those on his right hand, Come ye, the blessed of my Father, inherit the reign that hath been prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I did hunger, and ye gave me to eat. I did thirst, and ye gave me to drink. I was a stranger, and ye received me. Naked, and ye put around me. I was infirm, and ye looked after me. In prison I was, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when did we see thee hungering, and we nourished, or thirsting, and we gave to drink? And when did we see thee a stranger, and we received, or naked, and we put around? And when did we see thee infirm, or in prison, and we came unto thee? And the King answering shall say to them, Verily I say to you, inasmuch as ye did it to one of these my brethren the least, to me ye did it. Then shall he say also to those on the left hand, Go ye from me, the cursed, for I did hunger, and ye gave me not to eat. I did thirst, and ye gave me not to drink. A stranger I was, and ye did not receive me. Naked, and ye put not around me. Infirm and in prison, and ye did not look after me. Then shall they answer, they also, saying, Lord, when did we see thee hungering, or thirsting, or a stranger, or naked, or infirm, or in prison, and we did not minister to thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say to you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of these the least, ye did it not to me.
And having gone forward a little, he fell on his face, praying and saying, My Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou. Again, a second time having gone away, he prayed, saying, My Father, if this cup cannot pass away from me except I drink it, thy will be done.